If you have been in CTTB, you know, the city of 10,000 Buddhas, then you'll recognize all these pictures. That's the recitation period. But actually, right now, at CTTB, they are doing the Chan meditation session. I think it's for 3 weeks, right? Yes. Okay, then we have another video that is about Shifu giving a talk about 上人开示. No, lectures, yes. Which is the one? No.
On the right hand side, number one, the top one on the right. The top.
Buddha, no, not that one, no. Uh, 没有在这里哦. Do you recognize all the titles that we already talked about? Yeah, like the Earth Store Bodhisattva, Veto Bodhisattva. I skipped a few, but yeah, maybe you go to the main menu. Introduction, maybe. Is that the one? Just watch. So maybe yours is a little bit different. Why don't you go to the link that I have, not this one. You go to the links that I put down in the schedule. Not this one. Okay, while they're searching for the video, not in this one, but in the schedule. Yeah. Okay, in this video, before you watch it, and I would like to give a little brief introduction about our Shifu. Some of you probably already heard so many times, but some of you probably never really pay attention to it, or some of you probably never heard about it. Shifu was born in China, the northeastern China. And he left home at the temple called Sanyuan Si, the Sanyuan Temple, as a small temple in his hometown. And he got his full precept in 法语寺. 法语寺 is still in China right now. 法语寺 is in Zhejiang, Putuoshan area. Some of you probably already visited that temple, 法语寺. That's where Shifu got his full ordination. And in 1949, he left China and went to Hong Kong. When he first arrived Hong Kong, because he did not know how to speak Cantonese. He only speak Mandarin. So he had a hard time to really communicate with the people in Hong Kong. So he and one of his disciples that came with him from China stayed in a cave because he couldn't find any place that accept him. He did stay in one of the temple for a very short time, but he decided because he was told there's a cave, so he went to stay in the cave over there. Not until one time, there's a lay person that I already told you about the story last time, that she had a dream continuously for 3 nights, that the Weitao Bodhisattva told her to go seek for our Shifu to make the offering. So that's how she found Shifu in the cave in Hong Kong. And the word spread it from there on. And so later on, there are so many people know about Shifu, and then invited him to go to Hong Kong and started the temple in Hong Kong. And the first temple was called Xi Le Yuan, the Western Bliss Garden Temple, that was up in a small hill in the very, very poor area. That was the first time I actually seen all the poor people when I was young. And that's the first time I went to that poor people area too. But regardless, because of Shifu's virtue, so many people didn't mind to go to those places to hike up the hill to the temple. So after that, Shifu got an offering of a small villa way in the Lantau Island. One of the bankers donated his villa to Shifu. So that's how the Cixing Si started it. Because when Shifu went to that villa in Lantau Island and discovered there was a temple originally right next door to the villa, because that temple was bombed by the World War II, by the Japanese during the World War II. And so it was just a ruin. But then Shifu heard about from the local people that actually there was a temple right there. So Shifu vowed to rebuild the temple over there. And after he rebuilt it, and it's called Cixing Si, and now it still existed in Lantau Island. And then after that, also another place is called the Buddhist Lecture Hall. That is right in the Hong Kong Island, in a very prestige area. And the place is also donated by some lay people or his disciple from Hong Kong. And the Buddhist Lecture Hall is still existed in the Hong Kong Island. And as you know, Shifu came to America in 1962. And after that, he went through so many hardship because, as you know, Shifu also did not speak English. So when he first came here, there's also the communication problems. But as you all know, Shifu conquered all these hardship and problems, and he built the first temple. It's called the Gold Mountain Monastery. At that time, the first way place called the Gold Mountain Monastery is not built from the scratch, but you can say is built from a factory. Well, you know what kind of factory? It's those batting factory. You know, they make the mattress. In the old time, they make mattress, but because the owner just could not stay in business, and then so he sold the factory. So Shifu turned the factory into a temple. And then at that time, there was already so many disciples that came to pay respects to Shifu. And gradually, he's, other than the Gold Mountain Temple, there is another temple, it's called Gold Wheel Temple. That is the second one, that is in Los Angeles. And later on is the City of 10,000 Buddha. That was in 1976. As you all know, the City of 10,000 Buddhas originally is a hospital, a mental hospital. And because there's no water, so the government had to close the hospital and move all the patients away to other places. And probably you all heard about how Shifu found water in CTTB. Do you all know about the story that Shifu found water in CTTB? Do you all know? Okay, everybody was telling Shifu, boy, this is a big place, but there's no water. Because in the old time, CTTB is always using the water from the ground, and they have their own well, and also the water tower up on the hill. But because there's no more water, so the government had to close the hospital. And so people warned Shifu, oh, you should not buy this place. Where can we get water? Because of the water problem, that's why the government closed the hospital. And Shifu said, this is a really good place. It's a good place to have for people to cultivate. So anyway, so with Shifu's vow and with disciples' help, with all lay people's help, and finally Shifu bought the place. So now comes the water problem, because in the beginning there was really no water. I remember when I first went with Shifu to see the place, boy, it's huge. I said, Shifu, even just to sweep the leaves on the ground, it takes so many people to do that, because there were so many big trees. And it was deserted for so long, and the leaves is piling up on the ground. And Sifu said, "Oh, don't worry. It will be okay." So, and then so gradually Sifu had most of the places renovated and repaired. And so there comes the water problem. So a lot of the American disciples say, "Sifu, how about we get some specialists, like the geologists and like those people that dig wells to find water." So Sifu said, "Okay, so go ahead and get these specialists using your American technology to see whether we can find the water." So here they are. All the specialists came, all the geologists, engineers, they all came to find water. So they dug wells. No, they did not dig wells. I mean, they used some testing equipments and then punch into the ground and then see whether they can find water. And they have tried a few places and yet still couldn't find water. And then so everybody got so worried. And then say, "Shifu, what are we gonna do? They already tried a few places and yet we still could not find water." And then Shifu said, "Well, you already tried your American ways. And also you already tried to use the high technology. And maybe try my old Chinese way." So everybody said, "Your old Chinese way, how to find water?" And then Sifu said, "Well," he used a stick, poke, 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 poking at a place. "Well, maybe try here and see you can find water." So all the engineer, all the equipments, and all moved to the place that Shifu poked at. And then so they dug, and dug. After maybe, I forgot exactly how far they dug it. I think it's about 100 meters or something. Anyway, and there's still no water. And some of the engineer already giving up and said to Shifu, "No, there's no water." Shifu said, "Well, why don't you dig a little bit deeper?" Well, the engineering company figured out, well, we get paid anyway, whether we find water or not. It's not our money. And if he said there is one, then maybe we just listen to him, and then we get paid anyway. So they have no choice but dig some more, and they dig deeper. And sure enough, after a little while, the water spouted up, and there's the water. And the water well is still up in the CTTB. I don't know any of you noticed it, that the original area that Shifu found water is still there. And now we're still using the same water ever since. Okay, this is the water story. Okay, is the video ready? Okay.
构想，
That's
要
the one.
人人能这个改恶向善，这个
Yeah,
世
to
界
go back
不
to
求
the
和平，
original.
自
I
然
mean
和
the
平了。
first part. This is
不单
already.
世界和平，每一个人自己
This
也
is
都
not
和
the
平了。
beginning.
每一个人自己心里呀，不和任何的外边去。
Yes. Go back. Still need to go back more. This is not the beginning.
对你的好处，祝各位晚安。
Okay, probably the next one.
我们今天非常高兴的是能够请到万佛圣城的创办人，渡轮宣化上人，到我们的节目来跟我们大家谈一下，就是做这个节目的最主要的目的在哪里？
这个节目主要的目的呀，是在令一般人呢改恶向善，能以知道怎么样做人的根本道理。所以这是当初在这个三藩市有一些个护法居士啊，他们发动要我出来呀对大家讲讲话。其实我是知道的也很少，我自己呢道不足以感人，德不足以化人。那么本来我不愿意出来，但是他们要求我很多次，我也觉得是义不容辞。那么希望出来对大家讲一点很浅显的佛教的道理，令大家知道怎么样做人，怎么样孝顺父母，怎么样能尊重师长，怎么样能爱护国家，怎么样能爱护自己的身体。这个大致的意思就是这样子。所以这个节目万佛临门是他们66号电台一个罗建平先生他们起的这个名字。其实那么万佛临门呢，我们人讲的话只是说一说佛教的道理。那么万佛临门，也要临门，要每一个人自己呀心里有一个佛，那才是真正万佛临门。不单临门，也临到心里头去。那个佛呀坐在心里，所以说佛在心头坐又有为什么要尽孝道呢？因为父母是堂上的活佛。你对父母要不孝顺，你就去拜佛，那个佛也不一定欢迎你的。所以这个人呢，想要万佛临门，先要把人做好了。这是万佛临门的一个构想。要人人能这个改恶向善，这个世界不求和平，自然和平了。不单世界和平，每一个人自己也都和平了。每一个人自己心里不和任何的外边去斗争那么没有烦恼，这就是真正的万佛临门了。
我想知道的是，这也是您到美国来的目的了。
这个也不是最终的目的，这只是尽自己的一点责任，自己能做多少就做多少，能以有缘的人呢和大家谈谈话，令他明白一点佛法，那么增加一点智慧，不要那么愚痴。不要做的颠颠倒倒去杀人放火吸毒走私漏税做一些个不合乎国法的事情，也不合乎佛法的事情，也不合乎我们做人的心法的事情。就是大家能都是规规矩矩，这就是最好了。
我相信观众朋友们听到，也觉得非常有道理。那么，希望在我们今后的节目里面，你能懂得更多的道理。
Okay. Lesson. The first line. That's not the first. Yes. Okay. Because we are learning the Chinese from our Shifu, so I also want you to learn a little bit about our Shifu. Other than what I just told you about the brief history of how he came to America, and these are the statistics that as a disciple we should know. Okay, as you heard from the video that our Shifu is the founder of the CTTB, the City of 10,000 Buddhas. Okay, and his name actually is Anchi Du Lun Hsuan Hua. Okay, Anchi is when he first received the precepts, that's his Dharma name. It's called Anci. And Du Lun is his another name, nickname, or whatever. In Chinese, we call it Hao. Okay. Hsuan Hua, as you all know, that was given by the Venerable Master Xu Yun, because our Shifu received the lineage from Venerable Master Xu Yun as the 9th patriarch of the Guiyang Zong. Okay. And Shifu was born in Chinese calendar or lunar calendar. It's 戊午年3月16日. In the solar calendar, is born in April 26, 1918. Okay. And he went into nirvana 原籍于乙亥年 okay, 5月初10, and the solar calendar is June 7, 1995. Okay. So I specially made this slide as part of your lesson because I think being his disciple, that we should remember these dates. Okay. Okay, the Chinese says 万佛临门, 10,000 Buddhas arrive. As you watch the video, Shifu also told you that you should bring the 10,000 Buddhas into your heart, not just arrive at your door. Okay. 万佛圣城创办人安慈度伦宣化上人. Okay. The founder of the city of 10,000 Buddhas, Venerable Master Anci Du Lun Hsuan Hua. These are all Shifu's name. I will explain it to you why he's called Anci and Du Lun and Hsuan Hua later. 生于戊午年3月16日. This is lunar calendar. Okay. In the solar calendar, is born in April 26, 1918. 原籍于乙亥年5月初10日. That's also the lunar calendar. And the solar calendar is, the Nirvana day is June 7, 1995. Okay. Yeah, this is exactly coincide into the solar calendar. The lunar calendar is supposed to be the third month of the 16 days, the 16 days of the third month, and coincide into the solar calendar is April 26, 1918. Okay, Wu Wu is the two character that we use to represent the year. Okay, and Wu is represent horse. Okay, so Sifu was born in the year of a horse. Okay, you know the Chinese zodiac. Okay, Wu Wu. Okay. And he went into nirvana in Yi Hai. Hai is pig, year of a pig. Okay, and 5月初十, the 10th day of the 5th month, that is coincide into the solar calendar, is June 7, 1995. Okay, so let's read the Chinese. 万佛临门, 万佛圣城创办人，安慈渡轮宣化上人，生于戊午年3月16日，原籍于乙亥年5月初10日。Okay, one more time. 万佛临门，万佛圣城创办人，安慈渡轮宣化上人，生于戊午年3月16日，原籍于乙亥年5月初10日。Okay, next slide, please. Some of this you probably never really heard about it. 金顶毗卢 school. 师父 belonged to 金顶毗卢派. Okay, 金顶毗卢派 is one of the 3 major Chan schools, especially in the northeastern part of China. The 金顶毗卢派, the 金顶毗卢 school, was very popular at the time. And his sifu belonged to this Chan school called Jinding Pilu Pai. Because in that time, the 3 major Chan school one is Jinding Pilu Pai, another one is called Lineage or Cao Dong, and the third one. Okay, and so this 3 is the very well-known Chan school in China. Okay, and according to the Jinding Pilu Pai, their lineage, when you name a person, you have to follow the lineage to name that person once you became a monk. Okay, so An Ci, that is how Shifu got the name. An is from Jinding Pilu Pai. Okay. And I told you about that Shifu left home at Sanyuan Si. Okay, he became a Sami at Sanyuan Si, the Sanyuan temple. Now there's no more Sanyuan temple. The original one got destroyed during the communist time. And I heard there's a brand new one now. They rebuilt another one. It's also called Sanyuan Si. but it's not the original one that Shifu left home from. Okay, and he took his full precepts at Fayu Shi. Fayu Shi is in Putosan area in Zhejiang province. Fayu. And some of you went to the Four Holy Mountain before with me. Then we visited this Fayu Shi also, because that's the temple that Shifu received his full precepts. Okay, and the third one is Wanfo Shengcheng, and as you know, that is called City of 10,000 Buddhas. Okay, so let's read the Chinese. 万佛临门，金顶毗卢派，中国三大禅宗派系之一，东北最盛行，三元寺、法语寺、万佛圣城。Okay. See, in English we say 10,000, but in Chinese, just one character, one, represent 10,000. Okay. I just received an email a few days ago that they saw an article in the National Geography, the magazine, and they have translated an article about all the well-known Buddhist temples in California. And someone translated Wan Fo Cheng to be Tian Fo Cheng. Okay, 10,000. They forgot the 10. Okay, so 10,000 is one. Okay, in English we do not have the one character to represent 10,000, so we have to say 10,000. Okay, so the one of the lay persons saw it and then sent me an email and asked me, should she send an email to the National Geography to correct it? I said, of course. It's 10,000, it's not 1,000. Okay, so anyway, one in Chinese is just one character, but in English is 10,000, two characters, okay, two words. Okay, 金顶毗卢派, that is the one of the Chan school in northeastern China. Okay, and this is where Shifu originally belonged to. Okay, and that's why his name is called An Ci. Okay. 三元寺、法语寺、万佛圣城. Okay, so let's read the Chinese one more time. 万佛临门，金顶毗卢派，中国三大禅宗派系之一，东北最盛行，三元寺、法语寺、万佛圣城。Okay, how many of you know that Shifu belonged to the Jinding Pilu Pai? Any of you? No. Yeah, I don't think most of you probably never really know, but because I have received some emails that asking me when they read Shifu's biography why his name is An Ci, how that derives from, and that's if you have the 禅门日诵, you can find this 金顶毗卢派, and then you will see the verses that tells you how the names derived from that lineage. Okay. And same thing with Hsuan Hua, or same thing with our Guo or Qin. Our Guo and Qin also from this Jinding Pilu Pai. There's a lineage verse to tell you what name after. I only remember the latest few generation. I think it's called Chang'an Guo. Yeah. 对对对。对对对。Yes. So you have, yeah, those are the, I think we're in the number 30, 36 or 30 something generation from that Jinding Pilu Pai. Okay, the next slide, please. Oops. Okay, in the video, you heard Sifu mention about 改恶向善. You know, we have to change our bad traits to the good deeds. Okay, that is what 改恶向善 means. And 做人的根本道理, Sifu started giving talks in the series of the One for Linmen, and he wants us to know the basic principle of being human beings. Okay. And Sifu was very humble. He said his 道不足以感人，德不足以化人. And he said he has not enough Dao of virtue to influence people. And he has not enough virtue to change others. 义不容辞. This 义 is very hard to translate it into English because there's really no word that I can think of is so properly to translate it. So that's the word that I use is called unshirkable obligation. Okay, that means you cannot just push it away and don't want to take care of it. It's unshirkable. 佛教浅显道理. And he also wants to talk about the simple Buddhist principles. Okay, so let's read the Chinese. 改恶向善. 做人根本道理. 道不足以感人，德不足以化人，义不容辞。佛教浅显道理。One more time. 改恶向善。做人根本道理。道不足以感人，德不足以化人，义不容辞。佛教浅显道理。Okay, let me ask you, what is the 做人根本道理? Anybody tell me? 做人的根本道理. What is the basic principle of being a human? Can anybody tell me? Louder. Okay. Yeah, that's the basic 6 principles. Anybody else? Huh? Oh, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's no lie. Right? That's also one of the basic principle, one of the 6 principle. Okay, anybody else? Yeah, Fang Jiehua. Speak up. Yes, that's right. That's also within the 6 principle, right? 诸恶莫作，众善奉行，就是改恶向善，不要作恶，要向善。Right? Okay. Any questions before we go into the next slide? Hmm? What is what? Oh, what did Fang Jiahua say? Okay, Fang Jiahua, say it louder. 诸恶莫作，众善奉行. That's what Fang Jiahua said. What that mean, Fang Jiahua? In English. Okay. So you're here? Oh, can hear it well. Okay, he says, again? Louder.
诸恶莫作，众善奉行啊，就是说 everything, if it is bad, it's not good, and from your heart, from your mind, please don't do it. And if things is good, it's naturally and follow your mind, follow your heart, then just do it. 诸恶莫作，恶就是 bad, 坏事 not good things. 善事的话 anything 善事
Good deeds.
good deeds,
I think Madelena related very well. That's the first line
yeah.
on the screen. That means change the bad habit, change to the good one. 改恶向善.
Or you can say that don't do anything bad trade and do any good deeds.
Well, true. But also, if you have bad traits, you should change it, And change it to what? Try to change it to good ones. Okay. Okay, any more questions? Next slide, please. Oh, this is going to be hard. Okay. 孝顺父母，尊敬师长. Okay. 孝顺. Be filial to your parents. Be respectable to teachers and elders. Okay, that's what that means. 孝顺父母，尊敬师长. Fumu is parents. Father and mother. So that's parents. Fu is father. Mu is mother. 孝顺 is filiality. Unfortunately, nowadays, we very seldom talk about filiality. That is why, a lot of the younger generation, they have no respect to the elders or to their parents. Recently there's a very unfortunate happening. I think probably you all heard that one young person killed his mother, and then also went to the school that where his mother taught and killed a lot of school children also. No, he's a teacher's aide. He's not a teacher, but he was a teacher's aide. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Connecticut, I think, right? Yes. Connecticut, yeah. You ever heard about that? See, if the younger generation learn about filiality, then I don't think these things will happen. Because you have to respect your elders. You have to respect your parents. How can you get a gun and shot your mother? Right? Even in China now, they start again to learn the old Chinese classics in school. Before, during the communist time, well, actually it's still communist, but then in the old time, they said these are no good. But now they realize that these are really the basic principle for human beings. If you don't learn to respect the others, then you will kill somebody, you will hurt somebody without even any tiny thoughts. You will just lose your temper. You will just lose your control of yourself and do bad things to others. So I do think, that learning to be filial, learning to be respectable to others is very important. Okay, so first you have to be filial to your parents, and you should be respectable to your teachers. And then you will know how to protect the country, protect your own body, and cherish your body. You won't just shoot yourself or commit suicide or murder somebody else. Okay, so that's the second one. It says, 爱护国家，爱护自身。心里有佛，才是万佛临门。That's what Sifu told us. You bring the 10,000 Buddhas, or maybe even more Buddhas, into your heart. Then that is the true meaning of 10,000 Buddhas will arrive. 佛在心头坐. So if you can bring the Buddhas into your heart, then the Buddha will sit in your heart. Okay, he will dwell in your heart, and he won't leave. Okay, so that's 佛在心头坐. 父母是堂上活佛. Our parents is actually the living Buddhas in our home. 堂上. Usually we refer to somebody's home. It's called 堂上 because in the old time, the old Chinese custom, the parents or the elders have to sit up in the front. That's it's called 堂上, the upper direction. Okay. So our parents is actually the living Buddhas in our home. Talking about 父母是堂上活佛. I remember a story that I heard when I was very young from Sifu's Dharma talk. Okay, there is one person he heard that there are some living Buddhas in his hometown. So he went all over to look for this living Buddha. And finally, he met a Dharma master out in the forest. He looked at him. He was meditating under the tree in the forest. And then he figured out, oh, this must be the living Buddha. And then he went up to him. He said, excuse me, are you the living Buddha? And then this Dharma master kind of looked at him. And then he said, what did you say? I said, oh, I'm looking for the living Buddha. He said, I'm not the living Buddha. Then can you tell me where I can find the living Buddha? Well, you really want to find the living Buddha? Of course, I want to find the living Buddha. And because I want to learn from him, and I want to learn the cultivation from him, so I can be a living Buddha. And then this Dharma master said, well, the living Buddha is already in your house. No, I didn't even see the living Buddha in my home. Yes, you go back home and take a look. If you go home, you see the one that wearing the shoes upside down and putting on the clothes inside out. That is the living Buddha. Really? I never seen this person. Well, you go home and see whether you will see this one. So this young man hurry up and go home. Because by the time he arrived his own home, it's already late in the evening, in the middle of the night. And then he knocked on the door. His mother already asleep. But then she heard somebody at the door, so it was dark at night. And she didn't even have time to put up the light, because in the old time there's no electricity. You have to light the lamp with some kind of lighter. If I remember correctly, I saw it when I first went up to the Lantau Island to Cixingsi when I was young. At that time, there's no electricity in Cixingsi either. But of course, it's better than this old woman that she had to use the paper lighter to light up the lamp. But in Cixingsi, although there's no electricity, they use one of those, I think it's butane lamp, the lamp using butane to burn. Okay, and actually this is the first time I ever seen a lamp with using butane to light it up. So this old lady, the young man's mother, heard the door knock so loud and so in such a hurry way. So she also rushed herself to the door. So because it was so dark, so she just grabbed a coat and then just put it on without knowing that it's inside out. And then so she put on her shoes, also without knowing that she had the shoes upside down. But anyway, so she went to the door and opened the door. Oh, look at the young man. It's her own son. And she said, "Oh, how come you came home so late?" And because it was so dark, and this young man didn't even recognize his own mother, but he saw that she was wearing the coat inside out and wearing the shoes upside down. And then he knelt down right away. He said, "Oh, you're the living Buddha." So he found his living Buddha at home. And that is his own mother. And after that, he realized that he should be filial to his mother. And I left out a little bit because if I tell you, this mother is also a widow, and she brought up this young man all this time. But this young man, didn't really respect the mother, and he kept looking outside for the living Buddha. And he didn't realize that the living Buddha he was looking for is actually in the home, in his own home. Okay, this is why it's called 父母是堂上活佛. Okay, this is the story. Okay, let's read the Chinese. 孝顺父母，尊敬师长，爱护国家，爱护自身，心里有佛，才是万佛临门。佛在心头坐，父母是堂上活佛。The Chinese character really very, whoever make these characters are very talented. Filial, the word in English, is not enough to really express the meaning of 孝顺 in Chinese. Okay, 孝, you don't just to be filial, you have to be 顺. 顺, that means you have to follow whatever your parents tells you. That is 顺. Okay, 孝顺. Okay. 尊敬师长. Okay, 尊敬. You don't尊敬 is respectable. Okay, you don't just do it to your teacher. 师 is teacher. 长 is elders. Okay, 尊敬师长. In Buddhism, a lot of people say, those bhikkhu, bhikkhuni left home, and they are very selfish. And that's not good to the country, not good to the family, not good to the his own body. Okay, but actually in Buddhism, we also teach you to protect your country, to help your country. And not just the country, but also you have to help yourself. And you have to cherish your body. Why we have to cherish your body? Because if you are not a human being, you do not really learn how to cultivate. And you may not be able to cultivate. Say, for instance, you're being a bird or any kind of animal, you may not have the wisdom. You may not even have the opportunity to learn how to cultivate. So that's why also we have to cherish our body. Okay, 爱护自身. There is one phrase that 人生难得, right? It's hard to have a human being body. because without a human body, it's hard to have the opportunity to learn how to become a Buddha. Without a human body, it's hard to learn how to cultivate. Okay, 心里有佛才是万佛临门. As you have to receive the Buddha into your heart. That is the true meaning of 10,000 Buddha arrive at your door. Okay. 佛在心头坐, the Buddha is settled in your heart, or dwell in your heart. And that is 10,000 Buddha arrive into your heart. 父母堂上是堂上活佛. Okay, let's read the Chinese. 孝顺父母，尊敬师长，爱护国家，爱护自身。心里有佛，才是万佛临门。佛在心头坐，父母是堂上活佛。OK， 佛到你们的心了吗？到了，那就很好。OK, next slide, please. Huh? Not cinema. I'm speaking Chinese, not English. 世界和平，世界和平。Okay, peaceful world. 不斗争，没烦恼。If we don't have no fighting, then we have no afflictions. 责任 is responsibility. 有缘人 someone you have affinities with, then that someone is 有缘人, you are 有缘人. 愚痴颠倒，愚痴 stupidity, and 颠倒 is all mixed up. 愚痴 you can say deluded or stupidity. Okay, 世界和平. Okay, we all wish the world is peaceful world, right? Unfortunately, there are still quite a lot of places having unpeaceful time. 不斗争. So if we have no fighting, then we will have a peaceful time. If we have no fighting, we have no afflictions. We will not be disturbed, right? 责任. What is our responsibility? Anybody? What is our responsibility? Anyone? Well, that's the basic responsibility. But anything else? Spread the Buddha Dharma. That's your responsibility. Being a Buddhist, being a disciple of the Triple Jewel, your responsibility is to spread the Buddha Dharma, right? So people will know that they should have no fighting, and they should have no greed, and they should not lie, right? Then this world will be very peaceful. 有缘人, okay. Who is your 有缘人? All of us here, that's right. If we don't have yuan, we would not be here all together, right? 有缘人. So You are one of my 有缘人, right? But yeah, right? You are my 有缘人. 愚痴. Well, I'm very stupid. I always heard 师父 said that. Everything is okay. I'm stupid. And only one time that I heard 师父 said to Dharma Master Shu, stupid. Remember I told you the story about his guitar? No? You don't know about the story of Dharma Master Shu's guitar? No? Anyone know? You never heard? Dharma Master Shu, before he left home, he was a folk song singer. He played guitar. You hear that when he sings, he's really good, right? And he loved his guitar. And after he decided to leave home, and then he thought, I should have no attachment. I should give up my guitar. So he put up an ad on the newspaper to sell his guitar. That is one of the way to get rid of attachment, right? So, sure enough, someone answered his ad and wanted to buy his guitar. And then, so Dharma Master Shu made an appointment with this guy and then told him to come to the Gold Mountain Monastery to look at his guitar before he make the decision. So that guy came and heard the doorbell, ring, 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 ring. And then so he knew for sure that must be the person that wants to buy his guitar. And then other than the doorbell rang, and also the telephone rang. So Dharma Master Shu went to grabbed the telephone, and then said, hello. And then Sifu said, stupid. Sifu was calling from upstairs to the Buddha hall downstairs. And then, huh? What did you say, Sifu? Stupid. You haven't heard this story? Dharma Master Shu had told about this story quite many times. Anyway, so he still couldn't understand. And then, Sifu, can you say that again? And then Sifu said, you know you're in America. You should use the American way to spread the Buddha Dharma. This, although it's a musical instrument, you still be able to use the musical instrument to spread the Buddha Dharma, right? So, but then anyway, he already promised to sell the guitar, so he sold the guitar. But later on, he finally understand what Sifu's meaning. And then so pick up the guitar again. Now he wrote songs and then he also sang songs. I know a lot of people love his songs and love his singing also. Only me? No, I do really think that some of the songs that he wrote is really good. And especially like, for instance, the English transference, yes, that's very good, you know. And also, there are a couple songs that they are really good. Oh, the one that She Carries Me, and that's a very good song. The verses are very good, and the melody are very good. And as a matter of fact, in China, one of the young people group that asked our permission to use that song to make a play for celebrating the New Year. And the Longquan Si in Beijing, that they did a very good play in using that song. Although this song originally, the melody is not by Dharma Master Sure, it's by one of the well-known singer. But still, this is a very good song. To me, I think it is. Anyway, well, let's go back to the Chinese lesson. Stupid. Because every time when I talk about stupid, the word, I remember this story. Well, actually, to spread the Buddha Dharma is just like, I remember also another story about money. Okay, see, a lot of people think money is not good. Money is an evil thing. But if you really know how to use the money, you can do a lot of things, right? Without money, you cannot do some of the things that you want to do, even to spread Buddha Dharma, right? So no matter what, if you know how to use it, how to utilize the things, then you still can use it to spread the Buddha Dharma. Okay, let's read the Chinese. Story time is over. Okay, 世界和平，不斗争，没烦恼，责任，有缘人，愚痴，颠倒。Okay, one more time. 世界和平，不斗争，没烦恼，责任，有缘人，愚痴，颠倒。Okay, next slide, please. Okay, 走私漏税 ，smuggling, evading taxes, that's not very good. Okay, 不合国法，不合佛法，不合佛法。If we 走私漏税 then it's 不合国法，也不合佛法。Okay, Buddhism did not tell you to smuggle, do not tell you to avoid paying taxes. 不合做人心法，不合做人心法。This is also not in accord with the basic Dharma of human beings. Okay, 规矩。We have to have regulations, we have to have standards, we have to have rules to help ourselves to be straight. Okay. 走私漏税，不合国法，不合佛法，不合做人心法，规矩。Okay. One more time. 走私漏税，不合国法，不合佛法，不合做人心法，规矩。Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is the transferring that. Well, this is not the transferring. This is the 三皈依, the verses that we do after every lessons I thought I put it up so people knows, because some people ask, about this. So this is the 3 refuge verses. So 自归依佛，当愿众生，体解大道，发无上心。So after you took the refuge under the Buddha, you know what you should do, okay? And this is the English verse for the 3 refuge, okay? And also, I think was translated in the old time, and I do think that they did a very good job, okay? And you all know how to sing, right? And 自归依法，当愿众生，深入经藏。This character 藏 also can say 常. 藏 is a noun. 常 is a verb. So in Chinese, depends on you're using the character as a noun or as a verb. So it's as a verb, then you say 常. 藏起来, put it away, stash it away. 藏 is a noun, so like literature or sutra, okay? 智慧如海，自归依生，当愿众生，同理大众，一切无碍。河南圣众。Okay, you probably, most of you already know the Chinese, okay? But I thought I just put it out for some of the people that are online, so they know what we are reciting. Okay, next slide, please. And that is the last one. Okay, this is the merit transference. And one of the merit transference verses. And 愿消三障诸烦恼. Okay. 愿得智慧真明了。普愿罪障悉消除。世世常行菩萨道。This is also one of the 4 great vows, okay? And I remember Sifu had taught us way back that every day or every time after we recite, and we should do the vows. Okay, this is one of the 4 great vows. And these 4 verses is only one. And there are other few, like 愿生西方, 净土中, that is another one. Well, that's what I did anyway, every day after I finish reciting. And I also do the 4 great vows. Okay, and this is one of them. Because we all want to eradicate our obstruction and afflictions, right? 愿消三障. It's not just 三障. Any of you know the 3 obstruction? Anyone know the 3 obstruction? What are the 3 obstruction? Probably YC knows. You can say that, yeah, 三障. Okay, those are all our obstruction to cultivate, to be a Buddha. Okay, 愿得智慧真明了. Okay, and someone sent me an email say, I vow to obtain wisdom and to obtain the understanding. Well, true, if you read the English sentence, you can delete the next, the second to obtain, okay? But don't forget, when we did the translation at that time, we also think about the singing, okay? So in order to get the singing go smoothly, so we add that the two other words, say, to obtain, the second words to obtain. I hope this can explain it to the person who sent me email and then understand why I did not want to change it and why we still want the two words remain there. Okay, this is not just the translation of the Chinese, but also this is also a song, that we sing after recitation or after any kind of Dharma assembly. So that's why we add that two words to obtain again, in order to match the melody. Okay, I make a universal vow that the obstacles of my offenses and that in life after life we shall constantly practice. Okay. In the email, someone also asked me the third phrase, say, I make a universal vow that the obstacles of my offenses, it seems is not a complete sentence. True, it's not. But if you read the following one, and that in life after life we shall constantly practice, then that will be a complete sentence, right? Remember, there's a word here, and. Okay. So I hope also this will answer the question online. Okay. Anyway, please read the Chinese. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除。This is no H. XI, no H, just XI, not XHI. Okay. 普愿罪障悉消除。世世常行菩萨道。Okay, one more time. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。Okay, and this is the last slide. I thought I put out this one of the four great vows, 四弘誓愿, okay, for you to learn. And this is also the verses that we're going to recite later on. Okay. Any questions? Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, so please add it back. Okay, so this is going to be the end of this Chinese lesson. And I really appreciate all your supports. And also, I really appreciate that Mai and Kai initiate the class. And I also appreciate that Fang Jiahua, YC, Locke, and Yuan Lin, although Yuan Lin is not here today, but he can hear it online. Oh, he's online. Okay. Anyway, so, I really appreciate all their help. Without them, that this lesson, all these 10 lessons may not be able to get it done. You know, although I always make excuse that I'm so busy, lots of the time I make a lot of mistakes. Without their help, then my mistakes probably even more. Because, lots of time I have to get this done in a hurry. And then, so sometimes I just did it and then didn't really get it back to look at, see whether I missed anything. And the translation of this vows, or you could say the merit transference, is all translated by the BTTS committee. And in the old time, it was chaired by one of the Dharma master. And she is very good in songwritings. And so when this translation were made, is also according to the melody, according to the songs, the Chinese way of singing, okay? So that's why sometimes when you read this, you may not have to go by the English standard, okay? You have to read it like a poem, or poetry, okay? And before we finish, any questions? Oh, now I'm famous, huh? Thank you, thank you. Well, I don't think I will be able to do it until at least a few months later. Okay, because right now I also starting another publication in Korea. Okay, the second one is called the Chan Talks by the Venerable Master Hsuan Hua. Okay, and I'm still negotiating the contract with them. Hopefully, this will be published by in maybe about two months, hopefully. Okay, if everything goes smoothly. Because the first one is the Sarangama Sutra, right? With the commentary from Shifu. And this is the second one, is the Chan Talks. And then also I have the third one on in the proceedings, that was Amitabha Sutra. So although I don't really know that much of Korean, but I still have to do a lot of work. I'm still learning Korean. And so that's why I may have to wait until at least around sometime maybe April or so, yeah, in order to really do anything. And also this year in China, we're going to publish the Avatamsaka Sutra, 玄坛 is not the prologue, right? No, the preface we already did, so this could be called prologue, right? Yeah. So anyway, the preface we already published last year, and this year we're going to publish the prologue in China, the Avatamsaka Sutra prologue with Shifu's commentary. And then following that, it will be the actual sutra text, also with Shifu's commentary. So they already lined me up with tons of work. And the prologue is about 9 volumes in a set. That's what we're going to publish in China. And we just finished that, finished editing. And now also I'm waiting for China's contract. Okay, so that's why I may not have enough time to do anything for right now, at least. So at least may take another 2-3 months later. And then besides, I promise Yuqin YC that I will come to the Dharma instrument class a couple times to see how you guys learned. I have to listen to you guys playing the Dharma instrument and see how well you did. Oh, no, I don't know. Ooh, I haven't set the date yet. I have to discuss with YC. Probably after the New Year, Chinese New Year, yeah. Because right now I'm really busy. Yeah, I still have a couple of articles I haven't finished writing. Yeah, after Chinese New Year. And also our education project in China. And that is, very rewarding because after a few students that receive our funding, and they send us very touching letters, and I have to do a little translation for them for the CTTB Chinese to put up the articles. So like I was saying, I'm not trying to brag about my jobs, but I just want you to know that the education funding, if some of you don't know about the education project in China, do you all know the education project in China? You don't? Well, we do have an education project in China. And this project is to help the poor children to go to school. See, our Shifu always emphasized in education, right? And because Shifu was from a poor family when he was young, and if you read his biography, you know that he only went to school for 2.5 years, because that's why he vowed that if in his ability, he would like to help whoever wants to get education will get education. So we have a special fund. It's called 宣化教育助学金 and 奖学金. Okay, this is the funding for helping the poor students to continue their education in school in China, and also to award some scholarship to poor students. Well, before, this funding is for the students from elementary school to college. But now, because in China, they have 9-year free education. So now majority of the students that apply for our funding are in high school or in college. Because, for the 9-year free education, although it's not everybody can benefit that, but at least majority of the students will be able to benefit from that free education from the China government. But still, there are a lot of people that after the 9 years of education, they may not have enough money to go on for their higher education, like going to high school or college, especially females. As you all know, most Asian family, they like to have male, to invest in males for their education, for whatever things they can give, but not females. So a lot of the female in China, after their 9-year education, like the junior high school, then they will be either stay home to help out for the house chores or the farm works, or they may be sending out to get married. Of course, now in China also there is a regulation. No female should get married before they are an adult. And also they encourage the marriage. The marriage age is 25 years old. That help a little. But still, in China, without education, they cannot be able to find a good job. They may not even be able to find a job. So this is how our funding is doing in China, is to provide, although it's a very small amount, but still, for 1 cup of our coffee, 1 cup of the cost of our coffee in America, it will help one student for full whole school year of hot lunch. Imagine. Their school hot lunch only costs maybe 50 cents RMB for one hot lunch. For a full school year, only maybe about $5 US. So your 1 cup of Starbucks coffee will help a lot of students to have a good hot lunch. Okay. And this is where our funding goes. Okay. And right now, as far as last year, I think we had about not quite 200, right? We awarded almost 200 students to help them to continue their education, to help them to go to school. Okay. And we also received a lot of touching letters. Some of the letter I read, I cry, because they told us, what the little bit of money can help them. And especially some family just happened to have some disaster happenings. And then our money came, and then they be able to continue their education. So that's why, if this is one of the very, to me, I think it's very rewarding things to do. And also, I really very grateful that there are quite many volunteers in China to help me to keep on doing this education project. Without them, I may not be able to carry it till now, because we have to make sure they are genuinely poor and they are genuinely need help. So this is where these volunteers come from. They went to check out their family. They went to make sure that they are school students. And they also deliver our fund directly to them. They hand out the money directly to them. We did not go through any third party to hand out our money. So these volunteers, not Sifu's disciple, some of them, they just want to help out because they know about our project. And now, gradually, they also become Buddhists. And of course, there are a couple of them are also Sifu's disciple working in China. But they are also very enthused about this project, because after they read all these touching letters, their heart really went to them. Anyway, this is one of the projects that I am helping out for DRBA. And we just finished, so now I can be a little bit more relaxing because we just finished all the funding for the last year. And then the next year will not start until maybe around April. And we only fund once a year for the school year. Okay. So if any of you like to help out, I will be delighted. And we also need all kinds of help that we can get. Okay. And same thing with the publication in China and Korea. I also need lots of help. And Yuqin and also Fang Jiahua, they've been helping me a lot. So, and I'm really grateful also. Anyway, any more questions? Mm-hmm. Okay, there is a link, not a website, but it's a link in cttbchinese.org. You could go online, and then there is a link for the bank account in China, that the money you can either send in American money, Chinese money, Hong Kong money. We accept these three kind of currency in those accounts. And if you have any other question, you can just email me. But otherwise, you can go on cttbchinese.org, and under, I think it's under the 公告栏，对不对？ And then there will be two bank accounts. One bank account is for the publication, and one bank account is for education. And these two bank accounts, you can just send the money directly to that account, or you can also send money to DRBA. And just put down that if you're in America especially, you just put down, pay to DRBA, and then put down, say, China Education Fund. See, because we also have education fund over here. But that one, if you want it for China, then you have to put down China Education Fund. Okay? Then they will put the money into that China Education Fund account. And if you're in America, if you send the money to DRBA, you get also it's also taxable too. I mean, it's also, you get the tax benefit. I mean, tax deductible, not taxable. Yeah, it's tax deductible also. So, but like in China, then they have no checks, and they have to go through bank to bank. You know? Yes, yeah, you can send it to DRBA, but only like for those people are abroad, that they want to, that like we have people send from Europe, and we have people send from Hong Kong, Taiwan, then they will send to those accounts. But if you're in America, just send it to the RBA and specify this is for China Education Fund. Yeah. Yeah, I got your donation. You, Connie. Yeah, I got yours, and I will send it to the DRBA for you. Mm-hmm. And and if you don't want to send a check, you can either give the money to me or to Go Mountain. If you go to the Go Mountain Monastery, you can also give it to them, and then just tell them this is for China Education Fund. Okay. Any more questions? Well, if it's no more, then I wish you all have a good year of 2013. And also, I will see you maybe sometimes. and then we'll go from there. But thank you all for supporting this class. And thank you all your help. Law, YC, Fang Jiahua, and Yuanlin, and Kai, and Mai. Okay? Thank you. Bye.
僧当愿众生，永领大众，一切无碍。何难生众，愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，不愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道，十方善事一切佛，一切菩萨摩诃萨，摩诃般若波罗蜜。顶礼老和尚，
Okay, Amitabo, thank you.